Final Fantasy XV has been one of the most noteworthy game releases of this entire generation, maybe the most noteworthy. When a game is anticipated and in development for over a decade and the public knew about the game, you can imagine that anticipation for said game was very high. Final Fantasy XV, it was known as Final Fantasy Versus 13 during its original 2006 announcement, was one of the most anticipated games of this generation. Some thought it wouldn't even be released this generation, but back in 2016, we finally got Final Fantasy XV. Now, was that game up to what we were expecting? I think most would say probably not, and that's for a variety of different reasons. However, I think most would agree in saying that it was a very good game and the open world game design was excellent. However, the game did falter from a storytelling standpoint, and with Final Fantasy, many are just going into the game to experience a great story, but FF15 really faltered in that area. However, you did get a lot more out of the story if you experienced the other pieces of content such as the movie, the anime, the mobile game. You get the idea, but we're not going to be talking about all that in this video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the brand new Final Fantasy XV Royal Edition, and this has a lot of gamers excited, from those that have already played the game, from those that are still playing the game to this day, from those that fell out of the game but maybe played it at launch, and especially to those of you that have never played Final Fantasy XV and you want to get into Square Enix's huge open world Japanese RPG. Well, this is the edition to buy. And in this video, we're going to take a look at 5 huge things that you should know before you buy Final Fantasy XV, the Royal Edition. Let's get right into this. Number 1, and I think this is absolutely paramount to mention before you even take a look at the Final Fantasy XV Royal Edition, a lot of gamers are going into this and looking at this edition of Final Fantasy XV as, say, the Final Fantasy XV Complete Edition. You're getting the entire experience, but that is absolutely not the case. Hit the brakes if you think that. The fact of the matter is that, yes, Final Fantasy XV Royal Edition is adding a ton of content as opposed to the base game, but this is absolutely not a complete edition. In fact, there is more DLC content on the way for Final Fantasy XV, and that is not going to be included in Final Fantasy XV, the Royal Edition. This includes brand new episodes, 4 episodes, in fact, that will be released throughout 2018 as well as 2019, and that is going to be an additional purchase. At least that's what you'd assume. If those episodes were going to be included in the Royal Edition, I'm sure Square Enix would make that abundantly clear, but obviously that is not the case. To give you an idea of how much those episodes are gonna cost, well, the original season pass, which included 3 episodes, was $30. This is 4 episodes. Maybe they're gonna charge another $30. It could be $40. Who knows? But that content is not a part of the Royal Edition, so if you're truly looking for that complete experience of Final Fantasy XV, hold off for a while. Chances are, as funny as it may sound, probably in 2019 we're gonna see something like the Final Fantasy XV Royal True Complete Edition, and that will be your definitive Final Fantasy XV experience that has all of the content, all of the DLC, and maybe some would argue that is the game that we should have gotten back in 2016, but let's not get into that argument right now. I just want to make it abundantly clear that this may not be the absolute complete edition that you were looking for. With that possible somber news out of the way, let's get into the actual new content being introduced in the Royal Edition. Number 2, Final Fantasy XV, the Royal Edition will introduce an expanded map, Insomnia City Ruins, which will include all new side quests and enemies such as Cerberus and Omega, and they'll be available through the expanded map of the Crown City of Insomnia. You'll also have a chance to take on the rulers of yore. Also being introduced is a fully controllable royal vessel boat that's going to be expanding the world of Eos and allowing players to explore the area between Cape Caem and Altissia. You'll also be able to fish aboard the vessel and discover new fishes and dishes, so that's pretty cool. One element of Final Fantasy XV that was very strong was all of the different activities and things you could do, and introducing a controllable boat is only gonna add on top of that. There's also a brand new accessory that can also activate the new Armiger Unleashed. With this, you'll be able to unleash powerful attacks while it's summoned. And after collecting all of the royal arms, players will be able to find an accessory in an unidentified part of the world, enabling access to this mode. Moving on to number 3, a brand new first-person camera mode, allowing players to experience the game from Noctis's direct perspective. That's pretty cool as well. We've been seeing a lot of third-person games introducing a first-person perspective. We saw that with Grand Theft Auto 5, we saw that with The Evil Within 2, and now Final Fantasy XV is also receiving that treatment. That'll give you another way to experience the game. Moving on to number 4, of course, with the Royal Edition, you are getting all of the downloadable content that has already been released, so what does that entail? Quite a bit, actually. Of course, you're getting all of the season pass content. That includes all of the episodes as well. Episode Gladiolus, episode Prompto, and episode Ignis. These are the 3 characters that accompany Noctis on his journey, and a lot of these episodes are pretty good. Some of them are better than others, and some would argue that some of the content in these episodes is better than the main game. That's a debate up in the air, and I won't get into that. You also get the multiplayer expansion in Comrades, which they've been updating, and on top of that, you get some accessory downloadable content such as regalia car skins, item sets, and things like that. Not game breaking by any means, but nice additions nonetheless.
Waiting. We are the Guardians. The fire that burns in the dead of night. We are the Kingsglaive.
And number 5, the release date, the price, as well as what's in the PC version that's releasing on the same day. So Final Fantasy XV, the Royal Edition, will be released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on March 6th, and it'll retail for $50. That's a pretty good price given the fact the base Final Fantasy XV game typically goes for around $20 to $30. The season pass is $30, and then this new Royal Edition upgrade will be available to owners of the base game at an unidentified price point as well. And of course, say if you're an Amazon Prime member or a Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked member, you do get the game for just $40, and that's a great deal for all of the content that you're getting. The PC version will also be releasing on March 6th, and it's essentially the Royal Edition. It's gonna come with all of this content, all of the downloadables from the Season Pass, and all of the content being introduced in the Royal Edition, so if you are picking up the PC version of the game, that is something to look forward to as well.
Brothers and sisters, I ask you to stand by me and fight at my side for the light and for the future of our world.
Perhaps we'll meet again at daybreak.
That is going to conclude this video, and we're really interested to hear from you guys. What do you think about this Final Fantasy XV Royal Edition? Is this the version of the game that should have been released at launch? Or are you upset by the fact that this truly isn't a complete edition? There is more DLC content on the way, and while personally I've been a big fan of Final Fantasy XV, I thought it was a great game, and I commend Square Enix for constantly updating the game and releasing content for it. However, the pricing for some of that content is obviously going to turn some people off, and I can understand why. Sound off with your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.